Hi everyone, I'm Suri Duitch and I'm Dean of the School of Professional Advancement, and we're so glad that you could join us for this quick webinar today about our new graduate and post-baccalaureate scholarship for alumni of minority serving institutions. Um, I am going to talk a little bit just right at the beginning about the School of Professional Advancement, or SoPA as we call it, and then my colleagues, Dr. Halima Francis, who is a faculty member in the school, is going to talk about the scholarship and about our programs. And then we're also joined by Mr. Jarvis Lewis, who is an accomplished professional himself and happens to be a graduate student at SoPA right now, who's going to talk from his own perspective about his experience as a student. And so pleased that both Dr. Leek Francis and Mr. Lewis are themselves graduates of minority serving institutions and can really represent what we're hoping to accomplish here. So again, my name is Suri Duitch. Like you see on the slide, I'm Dean of the school and really glad to welcome you. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background about SoPA and why this new scholarship program is so important for us and also so fitting. So this is a special school within Tulane, and for a university like Tulane, which started educating white working adults back in the 1880s, which is actually a long time ago, again, for a school like Tulane. SoPA itself offers programs in applied fields that help our students to launch professionally and to advance in their careers, and also offers humanities and social science programs specifically tailored to working adults. We have bachelor's degrees and master's degrees and credit certificate programs in New Orleans and also online. And so a student body that is about half in the New Orleans Gulf South region and about a half at the graduate level, at least in the United States and even around the world. Our students are hugely diverse in every sense. We have high proportions of community college graduates, veterans, and active duty military. Our students range in age from 17 to 77, with the median being early 70s. And I think most importantly for the conversation that we're here to have today, consistently about half of them are people of color. And so that brings me to why this scholarship program is so important for us. So I have to give Dr. Leek Francis credit for having had the idea in the first place. The school has a history of providing financial support to students in various groups, older adults, veterans and active duty military and first responders. And like I said, students of color, including many graduates of minority serving institutions, are already a really important constituency for the school. And this is a really exciting way to make ourselves even more accessible to this population, and to along with that, hopefully significantly increase even more the number of alums of MSIs that we're serving. So I'll just say 1 minute more in line with the slide that you see before you now. Um, when we talk about SoPA and what makes it so special, it is a school at Tulane that, again, serves a really diverse student body that is focused on access and professional advancement and opportunity, mostly for working adults. We do that with an amazing group of programs you're going to hear a little bit more about. The focus with this opportunity is on our graduate degrees and certificates and our post-baccalaureate certificates. We have small classes, we have accessible faculty, we have excellent student services, with dedicated academic advisors and career advisors. We, even without the, oh, sorry. So, let me make sure. So can people hear me now? Do I see you're nodding? Okay. So even without the new scholarship program, our tuition is priced on purpose to be relatively accessible, and it's part of the university and a commitment to diversity opportunity at the university in general. So again, thanks for joining us for this webinar, and I'll turn things over to my colleague, Dr. Lee Francis.
Thank you so much, Suri, and thank you everyone for joining us. As Suri shared, I'm Dr. Halima Leek Francis. I'm the program director for public administration and faculty at SoPA, and I am tremendously excited. I'm very excited about this program and this project, and the commitment that SoPA is making to equity and inclusion through this scholarship. I myself am got my undergraduate degree from a historically Black college, Hampton University in Virginia, and I did my graduate work at a predominantly white institution. So having had both experiences, I am intimately aware and connected to this particular scholarship, and I truly appreciate having this as a resource for our students. One of the things as I think about this scholarship, recognizing some of the financial issues that disproportionately affect students of color, this is very important, and it's significant for us to provide this opportunity. So what you see here on this slide is a breakdown of the scholarship, and it's pretty straightforward, and it's accessible to all students who are graduates or receive their undergraduate degrees from a minority serving institution. We're providing a 20% tuition discount for all of our graduate and post-bac programs, and students who qualify are those who attended HBCUs, Hispanic serving institutions, tribal colleges and universities, Asian American, Native American, and Pacific Islander serving institutions. And we have here the link of how to access that. Now, on our next slide, I'll share with you the programs that this applies to. And as we go through this, what you'll see, what I want to highlight for you is the diverse degree offerings that we have within SoPA. So here are listed our master's degrees. On our next slide, we have our graduate certificates, and following that, we have our post-bac options. What this means is that, or one of the things that this means is that this scholarship, along with providing access to graduate opportunities, also provides access to some very diverse career opportunities. So one of the things that SoPA specializes in, being a school of professional advancement, is providing or opening doorways and pathways to professional opportunities. And these are professional opportunities where we do need to see more diverse talent pipelines. So in providing increased access to educational opportunities for students from our minority serving institutions, we're also opening up that talent pipeline, those talent pipelines, to increase opportunities there. So I'm tremendously proud of this project, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the students who benefit from this scholarship. Myself in the public administration program, am especially happy because there's several students who come from minority serving institutions in my program, but also for my colleagues in other programs, we have students who are represented there as well. And we have joining us actually one of our students, Jarvis Lewis, who is a student in the MPA program. And he's also going to share a bit about his experience and his thoughts on the scholarship.
Good afternoon. So thank you for allowing me to be here to share my experience. It has been quite an interesting one from day one. I think I initially emailed Suri, I guess almost 2 years ago, asking questions after an information session that I wasn't able to attend. And she immediately responds, says, "Hey, look, we're getting this program off the ground and I'll be happy to get some information very soon." And a few months passed by and I was like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." And then one day I randomly get an email where she introduced me to Dr. Lee Francis to start conversations about, what the program looks like, what the offerings would be and things like that. Interestingly enough, coming from an MSI, there's this, I guess, understanding that everything that's done on campus is done with the spirit of community. So there's always somebody who's like your auntie or your grandmother or somebody who can help push you along and nudge you along the way. And with that, a lot of times you hear about entering into graduate school programs and how everything is on you and you're basically by yourself and you kind of got to take it all in and do all these different things. And I found in coming into SoPA, especially in the PA program, it hasn't necessarily been that way, right? A lot of the responsibility does fall on us, but we work with working professionals who absolutely understand the struggles that we go through. I work a full-time job and I work in public service, which means that people are calling me constantly. Means my time is very limited. So trying to balance a work life and school life in that very small smidget of a personal life, it's not easy. But being in SoPA and having the support that I've had has definitely been the case. One of the things that was really interesting and kind of weighed heavily on my decision even to enroll into the program was the actual cost of attendance. Because I looked for graduate programs. I graduated undergrad in 2013, and I've been looking for graduate programs since then. And one of the biggest limitations was, how do I fund it, right? Or does it cost way too much? Well, when they introduced the program, the cost was high, but it wasn't as strenuous as a lot of other costs were. And then given that opportunities like this MSI scholarship comes up, that goes a long way to help not deter students from applying, but also relieve us of the burden of worrying about how much this is going to cost on the back end just to try to advance, when a lot of us work in very public institutions where we don't make, great salaries.
Thank you so much, Jarvis. We really appreciate that perspective, and certainly recognizing that being able to balance cost with future career aspirations is a burden that we want to alleviate as much as possible. And I think that this is an excellent way to do that. So thank you so much for sharing your experience and your perspective on that. So for people who are on the call, whether you be a prospective student, students, you work at a minority serving institution, you're connected in any way, our ask for you and our request is that you can help us get the word out about this, and help us share this great opportunity. It's no surprise, no secret that having access to graduate funds is extremely difficult. I talk to students every week who share that they really want to pursue graduate study, but the cost, and it's one of the number one questions I encounter. But having a resource like this can help alleviate that cost. So we really need to get the word out to support our students, and then also to also let students know about the great opportunities that are here at SoPA. So we hope that you will be a partner with us. We hope that you will join us in this work as we seek to open more doors for students and be more accessible. And we hope that you will send students our way and reach out to us if you have any questions about anything. So with that, I will turn the floor over for any questions that may have come up as we were sharing and talking about this program. You can feel free to put your questions in the chat, or if you'd like to unmute yourself to ask questions, we're open to taking them now.
Maybe I'll just add, Halima, while folks are thinking if they have any questions. I think that I really appreciate, Jarvis talking about his experience of getting to know us and how responsive we are. And I will say, like, he's special, but it's not like he's the only one who gets that treatment. I mean, that really is how we work across the board. And we're really proud of that level of accessibility and the intimacy and the fact that you can, for example, get to know the dean of the school throughout the admissions process is something we're really proud of.
Thank you. And we have a question about, does this apply to Tulane's MBA program? And if you could go back to the slide with the graduate programs, this applies to programs that are in the School of Professional Advancement. So here we have listed here our master's degree programs, and it at this point does not apply to Tulane's MBA program. And scholarship for international students and students from Africa. This particular scholarship applies to students who have earned their undergraduate degrees from minority serving institutions. So if you do fall into that category, then it would apply to you. So those minority serving institutions, if you can go back to that slide, I'm sorry, Anne, would include Hispanic or HBCUs or historically Black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions, tribal colleges and universities, Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander serving institutions. And I don't see any other questions.
Well, I'll leave it to Halima to wrap up, but I just wanted to say thanks again for joining us. Thanks especially to Jarvis for joining us as a student, right, which is a special extra thing. And to Halima for having the idea in the first place. To all of you for coming today. And I'll echo her in asking you to help us get the word out about this great opportunity, and to bring even more students of color and graduates of these important institutions to SoPA. And thanks for the shout out about our webinars. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yes, thank you so much, and enjoy your weekend. We have here also another way for us to be in contact with one another, our social media. And then of course, if you have questions, you can reach out to Sheila Gold, who's our Executive Director of Admissions. So thank you all. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.